Hey everybody, it's Mrs. G. I thought it'd be a lot easier if I made a video to walk you through what's going on this semester. 9 years I've been teaching this class, I've never had the problems that we're encountering this semester. So I don't know what's wrong with the fates. I have no idea, and I apologize. Most of it is not my fault. So anyway, I share your frustration because, like I said, I've never had the issues that we're having this semester. So I'm going to take you first of all to the syllabus and walk you real quick through the syllabus. Here was the information to get the book that we need, the 6th edition of the Anatomy Physiology is the textbook, but you had to have the lab manual, which I wanted you to have the 12th edition, which is the main version with the cyclist on front. Maybe I should have put that. Anyway, and Mastering A&P Access. So if we scroll down, if it's going to let me scroll down, it's not going to let me scroll down through this. So hang on just a sec. And put this away. Oops. I want to do that. I don't know why it's not letting me scroll through it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're going to come down here and we're going to look at, first of all, the lecture schedule. Okay, so the class is divided into 2 parts. We have a lecture part and a lab part. And the lecture part is the chapter notes, chapter 1 notes, chapter 2 notes, chapter 3 notes that you see in the timeline, and the PowerPoints that go with those. These dates keep you on track with studying the lecture notes. And so you'll find the first exam that we have is Monday the 10th or the 11th. So we'll scroll through that. Then we have the lab assignment. Then we have the lab things, and those go weekly. So this past week, you should have been studying body regions, cells, and cell transport. The homework that was due was the labs, or the exercises from lab 1 to 4 and 5, and then all of the terms that from these topics were on the quiz that you should have taken by 11:59 last night. If we go back to, now we'll share something else. So if we go to web study, okay, so now as we go through, oh, please let me scroll, there we go. As we go through web study, notice that it says the lecture notes in this section will be covered on the first exam, like I just said, okay, and the corresponding PowerPoint there, and then about the learning objectives. Then it says the quizzes and tests will always close notes books. The quizzes are based on the figures and terms that you see below, where it says week something, week number 1, week number 2, week number 3, quiz terms and homework assignments. The figures from your lab manual that you should study are also listed there. So here's all the deadlines for everything. Then if we come into here, you can see chapter 1 and crash course video to watch, PowerPoint. All of this is for the lecture. Okay, till you get down to this document right here, lab exercises and assignments. When you get your lab manuals, you will get a list. You will see this list right here. These are the questions that you will do on these pages in your lab manual. Okay, so you don't have to do every question in some cases. Some labs you have to do all of them, but in some of them you don't have to. Then if we look at this, this was what you should have studied for this week. Here are the terms for the first quiz. Okay, and then if you click on this, it's a PDF or a document of the same thing. And then so that was what was on the first quiz, and then the homework that you should have done was, if you had your lab manual, was what was listed in that one document that I just pulled up. So if we go back to the timeline, you'll notice in this session there are 2 more quizzes. So this week, oh, and here are the images because you didn't have the lab manual. I posted all of the images so you could learn all of the terms for this week's quiz. So there's everything that you should have studied. And so this week, you are going to pull this up today. It is now open right now. And you are going to, here's the figures that you should take a look at, which I will post in just a little bit. And so there's all the tissues, and there's the parts of the skin that you need to study. And then in the syllabus, it says exercise 6 and 7, and then PhysioX1 are due. Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Let's get back into web study. Okay, so as far as what you need to do each week, I hope that clarifies what is expected of you. And as you just go scroll through all the parts of the session, everything, all the dates, everything is listed out for you. Now, I want to go to what you should have gotten with your lab manual. You should have gotten this. Something that looks like this. Some of you have sent me screenshots of something else. Unfortunately, it's not what I want, but it'll work. Those do not give you access to the textbook. This one does. And that's why I was hoping that if you purchased your stuff that you would wait and purchase it from the bookstore and not just go out and get your own thing. So having said that, you probably will not have access to the textbook, but you'll survive without it. You have my PowerPoints and you have my lecture notes. All right, because again, there are so many versions of things out there, and I don't know what you guys have all purchased now. You're gonna have to do this to get access to Mastering A&P. So you're gonna go to this page when you get to Mastering A&P, and it says sign in as a student, then you have you will not be getting a course ID anymore, because I have to create a course ID for every single book that's out there, and I don't know what books you guys have. So no more course IDs. What you will do, where I've circled it right here, is you will register for self-study access only. It still gets you into everything. It's just not in a setup course, but you will still have everything as if it were a course ID. So you're going to go through that. It's going to ask you for the access code. That was the 20-letter code that came in that little folder thing that had the red blood cells on it, or whatever you guys have sent me pictures of. If you have any problems beyond this point, please let me know. Please stay up with the quizzes. The homework is fine. We can get that done when your lab manuals come, but please, you need to be doing the quizzes. I will extend this quiz 1 until Wednesday at 11:59. So if you have not taken the quiz yet, you must take it by 11:59 Wednesday the 29th. Okay, I hope that this, again, like I said, clears up some of the problems that we might have had. And again, let me know if you have any problems. Okay, thanks.